Public policy is absolutely critical because public policy structures and determines the payoffs of private sector investments. Now, what can the public sector do? First is to provide a consistent economic framework that governs the comparative advantage of technologies. Now, many low-carbon technologies are still in their infancy and so tend to be more expensive than incumbent, more mature technologies. The usual response is to call for public sector subsidies. Another way of redressing this asymmetry is to basically say, well, many externalities are not reflected in the price of mature fossil fuel technologies, and if these externalities were reflected, actually you would need to subsidize the new cleaner technologies because they would become competitive under a comprehensive externality pricing scheme. So the rules of the game are very, very important. Related to that is the issue of subsidies. We have very misaligned public policy signals in the energy technology space, namely that we continue to subsidize fossil fuels to the tune of $500 billion globally per year, and we invest in post-fossil technologies to the tune of $150 billion. And we hardly invest anything in energy efficiency. Other important aspects for public sector policies is also to work together with industry, the industry actors, to reduce transaction costs in the introduction of new technologies. These transaction costs are related, for instance, for information gathering. We had done case studies of, for instance, why the wind industry emerged very successfully in Denmark, but was a complete flop in the Netherlands. Both countries tried the same strategy. Denmark was successful and the Netherlands was not successful. The answer is that in Denmark, the public sector provided a forum for information exchange. So the public sector, public policies can further a lot of this information exchange and learning. That doesn't cost a lot of money, but it can help a lot. Technology standards are another example. If you have competing technology standards, like we used to have in the beginnings of the cell phone industry, that increases the transaction costs of innovators enormously. If you have widely shared technology standards, that reduces the transaction costs. So here, the role of the public sector is not monetary, it is primarily in coordination and in standard setting.